Hey man of God, so glad you're here at underscore freedom for life underscore. Here's the question. Do you want to know how to have an anxiety free life? One without stress and worry and all those things, just really supercharging your emotions, leaving you in a cold sweat or a panic because something's going on in your life that you don't have control over. I had an interesting opportunity to figure out what that looks like in my own life in the last week or so. I was taking our car to the dealership. My wife and I were going there because we needed some work done. And I was also working, so I had my cell phone, my work cell phone, and other things that I needed to get some things done. So we get in there, we do all the things we need to, check it out, get the car in place, talk to the person who's at the service counter, get ready to leave, and walking out the door and I can't find my work cell phone. I go to the car that my wife and I were in. I look for it around. I was in the passenger seat. I looked around the seat all over the place. I couldn't find it. I go to my other car, the car that we had serviced and we were picking up, and I go and look in there and it's not there. I go back in the service department and I look around where I was at and talk to the person, asked me if they saw a cell phone. Nobody saw anything. Have you ever been in that place where something you were in charge of or something that you were responsible for or something that you needed, your wallet, your phone, whatever the thing is that you have, and you suddenly can't find it? You know it was there. You know you had it. You didn't leave it at home, but it's nowhere to be found. What's the thoughts that go through your head? Is it panic on, like with me, I've got a job and this work phone is for my job. What is my boss going to think? Am I going to get in trouble? Am I going to, have to pay for this thing? Or what's the consequences? What's the repercussions of this thing going on? Or did somebody steal it? I can't believe somebody came in here and I was just, set it down for a minute on the counter and now it's not here, and, railing against society and people and, all the negativity that you have. Or is there this personal thing that happens where it's, oh, I can't believe that. I'm so stupid. Why did I do that? The things that you're doing to beat yourself up for a negative outcome to an ordinary conversation or decision. Well, the interesting thing was none of those things happened for me. And it wasn't because I was perfect. It wasn't because I'm, this amazing guru on top of a mountain and emotions don't have an impact on me and I don't have, those feelings in my life. Everything's okay and everybody's all right. And I'm not that kind of cavalier individual where it's like, hey, man, it doesn't matter, right? I'm not that person who nothing really has significance or impact in your life. So, hey, whatever. It was neither one of those, but it was this. It was a opportunity to get a report card on where I was at in life mastery. The report card was the things that we always get, right? When stress happens, when challenge happens, when something happens that you didn't expect and it didn't seem to be a positive outcome. It's in that place that the emotions that come up, the things that you feel, the responses that you give, they tell you where you're at in your journey. And I was so excited afterwards, right? I'd walk through it. And by the way, come to find out, it was in my wife's car. The cell phone had slipped in between the two seats. And because it was a black interior and a black phone, it couldn't be seen. But eventually I was able to find it. I didn't find it till we got home. So for an hour and a half, I had to drive from where I was at to my house with, the conversation inside. Okay, what do I need to do? Who do I need to report it to? Who do I need to tell? Do I need to talk to HR, to my boss, right? All of these things that you're doing, the logistics of trying to figure out what's the solution, what's the next step. For that whole time period, I didn't have it, didn't know it was there, didn't find it until I got home. We're in the driveway and my wife and I were able to finally find it. The thing that didn't happen for me was I didn't have stress. I didn't have worry. I didn't have fear. I didn't wonder what my boss was going to think or how it was going to make me look or how, negative things I'd want to tell about myself, about, how stupid I was, or I can't believe it, or I really blew it, or that's who I was in the past. That's the guy I used to be. That's the person I was trying to be better than when I started my own life journey back in my teenage years into my 20s and 30s, really starting to figure it out. The thing I used to do, I didn't do anymore. The person I used to feel like, I didn't feel like anymore. The negative outcomes and the horrible failure and the things that I would tell myself before weren't the things that I said then. It's that you're searching for. It's that life mastery outcome that you want in your life. It's not habits so that when negative things come up, I overpower them with an affirmation. It's literally showing up as the person that you're created to be so that when negative things happen, when consequences happen, when outcomes aren't the way you expect them to be, when things come against you in a way that you didn't expect, you come against them with the thing that you are. The person you're created to be, the life you're created for, and everything in between. Life mastery is you're living from who you're created to be at the highest level you're created for in every area of your life. How you know when you're on the road and you're doing those things and those tools and strategies of life mastery are working is when there's an outcome that could be negative, that could make you look bad, that could make you feel bad, that could have a consequence that you didn't want. And you don't stress and you don't worry and you don't have anxiety. Those emotions are not a requirement for your life. Anger, worry, stress, imposter syndrome, fear of failure, depression, they're optional. And when you use life mastery as the tools and strategies to live out the life you're created for, they become an option you choose not to take anymore. I can guarantee you that it's an opportunity that you'll have the outcomes that you desire for. You'll have the opportunity to do it if you raise your hand and say, hey, Life Mastery is for me. I just wanted to give you a report card on my life for a moment and let you know what the possibilities for your life can be. And in that place, the person you could become. Stress, worry, fear, feelings of insecurity, feelings of not being valued or loved. Those aren't things that are mandatory. They're an option. And they're an option you don't have to take anymore. I invite you to not take it. Dominate your day. Check it out in the description below. The course is out there for you. DM me if you want to have a conversation. Enough Life Mastery is for you. And have a great day.